How SEC regulatory loopholes enable corporate greed and big profits. Explore how SEC loopholes fuel corporate greed, impact industries, and why staying informed is key to understanding financial scandals today. How SEC regulatory loopholes fuel corporate greed. Hey, I want to share something I've been thinking about lately that honestly feels a bit like a wild ride through a maze of rules, money, and power. We all hear about big corporations making headlines, right? The scandals, the profits, the shady deals. But what really blows my mind is how regulatory loopholes, especially those involving the SEC, that's the Securities and Exchange Commission, have basically created a playground for corporate greed. Now you might ask why the SEC, the very agency set up to protect investors and maintain fair markets, is part of the problem. It's complicated, but here's the deal. The SEC's regulations were designed to keep companies honest, but there are some gaps, loopholes, that companies can exploit, often legally, to maximize profits while dodging accountability. It's like setting up a fence around your backyard, but forgetting to put a gate so intruders can just walk right in and out at will. Loophole number 1. The safe harbor rules. These are supposed to protect companies when they make forecasts or talk about future earnings. But some corporations use this to make overly optimistic projections without facing consequences, which can mislead investors. Loophole number 2. Insider trading gray areas. While insider trading is illegal, the definition can sometimes be fuzzy. Executives often have access to non-public information but manage to skirt the edges of legality with clever timing and setups. Loophole number 3. Reporting delays and opaque disclosures. Certain companies delay crucial disclosures or bury important info in dense paperwork, making it tough for the average investor to know what's really happening until it's too late. All of this boils down to a system where the rich and influential can leverage these cracks in the rules to line their pockets. And it's not just a couple of bad apples. When systemic, it feels like something much bigger. Some folks even talk about government conspiracy theories, wondering if regulatory bodies are intentionally lenient to protect corporate interests. Take the pharmaceutical industry, for example. We've all heard about outrageous drug prices and the monumental pharmaceutical profits that come from them. Some argue that the SEC's inability, or unwillingness, to challenge certain financial maneuvers lets pharmaceutical companies keep pushing these profits higher without enough transparency, which hurts consumers and investors in the long run. And of course, companies sometimes push back hard against accusations. They claim these are untrue allegations meant to tarnish their reputations, pointing to legal battles that drag on forever and make it feel like justice is always just out of reach. This isn't just dry regulatory talk. These loopholes have real consequences. They can shake investor confidence, fuel inequality, and ultimately undermine trust in the entire financial system. But here's a thought. While it might feel overwhelming, it's crucial to stay informed and watchful. Understanding these issues helps us see the bigger picture behind insane headlines and multi-billion-dollar deals. And sometimes, fiction can provide a fresh lens on reality. Speaking of which, I recently came across The Ultimate Frame, a thrilling novel by Andrew M. Semple. It weaves together intrigue, high-stakes financial drama, and the kind of corporate entanglements we just talked about, only with a pulse-pounding twist. If you're into stories that'll keep you turning pages while making you think twice about what really goes on behind corporate doors, you should check it out. Discover this thrilling novel by Andrew M. Semple today. Visit https://bookauthor.com to grab your copy and get lost in a story where big money and big secrets collide. So next time you hear about the SEC or a massive corporation's latest scandal, remember, it's not just about a few greedy execs. It's about a system built with gaps that some exploit time and again. And the more we understand those gaps, the better equipped we are to ask the tough questions and demand real change. Thanks for hanging out and chatting about this. It's complicated but seriously important stuff.